and get started. We are here for the Orc Award recommendations walkthrough. It is Monday, May 6th at 7 p.m. or 1900 hours. My name is Stormtide. I am Squire to Dane Fiona and from Centerpoint under the Empire of Rivermoor. That being said, we'll go ahead and get started. We're here for word recommendations for today. Pretty simple in my opinion, but since it is a relatively new feature to the orc, a lot of people are very unaware of it, and also a lot of people, even since it's been an ongoing thing, have still been putting out more Google Forms for word recommendations. In this reign, we are testing out the actual orc recommendations in the Empire of Rivermoor. I do know a couple of the local parks do utilize this. One of the more bigger ones I know is Northern Fields. If you can't tell when we will go through this, there's a lot of word recommendations for people in Northern Fields, as unfortunately when we go through this they're not separated by like what level you put them in. They're all kind of combined together. But the good thing is once they are awarded, you can delete them from this sheet so that each reign starts kind of with more of a fresh ones, so they know what was awarded and what was not awarded. So that being said, we'll kind of start through pretty simple, kind of just pick whatever kingdom you want. The big thing is if you want to see who's been awarded for stuff, so that we're not doing duplicates, or if you really want to make sure that person has been awarded, go to whatever kingdom, whatever park, go to the report section, and you're going to hit award recommendations. And you're going to see all these beautiful, beautiful awards that people are recommending and who is recommending it and why. That being said, if you don't want to go through the 12,000 things that Mr. Sir Corwin has put in, you can kind of filter it. Words are hard, man. Filter it to kind of who you're looking for, what award, and what rank, or who is, if you're trying to look for a specific person to see if they entered it, because you guys talked about it. That's a good way to filter through. So that's for if you want to see if it's already been recommended or like what they were recommended for. We're going to use my specific orc for the demonstration of how to put it in. So how you actually do the recommendation is, unfortunately, you do have to go to the person's orc. You can't just like, kind of like award systems, go down, file it, have a nice day. You have to go to the person's orc. Scroll down, and, well, first, let's backtrack. You have to be actually logged in. So if you weren't aware, there was recently a glitch in the org, so everyone had to be basically force logged out and have their password reset. If you haven't done that yet, please contact your local PM or your kingdom PM. So now that I'm logged in, we can go back through that process, as I have been fiddling with this all morning. Tide. Ignore my crying child in the background. Okay, so once you're logged in, here we go, a little bit better. So up here in your awards section, you're actually going to have this new little screen, which you haven't probably seen before if you've been an admin or even just logged in like normal to change information. This is how you're going to recommend the award. That being said, I will do a test one of kind of how easy the process is. It's kind of, if you've ever been a PM, it's very similar of entering in awards. Select the type of award. So, we'll just do a simple title. You do not have to hit a rank. So on these ones that are like, or masters or ladies or knights, or even paragons, you don't have to put a rank. It will let you do it without a rank. Because I know when I was looking through the awards earlier, there are a couple people who still put ranks. You do not have to do that. And then put a general reasoning. We'll put testing for general purposes, and we'll just put recommend. And then once you recommend it, it should up here put player has been updated. And down here, if you scroll down, you should have an award recommendations. And you'll see Corwin has recommended me for things. And anyway, now say if you put them under, because once again, the orc is glitchy. If you have not if you accidentally click the wrong things, like everyone does, because fat fingering, and once again, the orc is glitchy. You do have the opportunity, as long as you're still logged in, to delete. Now, I was doing this earlier when I was testing it all, and it does take a minute. So delete, yes, I want to delete this. Player's been updated, and unfortunately, like, you'll still see it here. I think it took about 5 minutes for me this morning to delete it, but really that's it. It's as simple as it is, and like I said, once you go back to kind of the main reports, award recommendations. So this one's just for Centerpoint. So you won't see my testing because I delete it, but it's pretty simple, in my opinion. Is there any kind of general questions people kind of have? Oh, Corwin.
Not a question, more of a comment. One of the things I noticed, because someone made a mistake and entered an award for me rather than recommending one, is that as soon as it's been entered, it automatically deletes off of your award recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's really cool, because like you can sit there and, you know, if you've got people who are in office right now and you're putting in award recommendations for them and they can't get the award right now because they're in office, it'll stay there indefinitely until they get that award.
Which will be super great for monarchs in the future and even local, because that was kind of the downfall between Google Forms, is that they didn't transfer. I mean, you could like give the Excel file to the next monarch. That doesn't mean they're going to follow it. This will definitely like, hey, why hasn't this person been like awarded? It's been here for who knows how long, because it shows you what date you recommended it.
Oh, this is very helpful. Thank you very much. This has been very helpful for me.
You're welcome. It's a simple process that, unfortunately, when it got rolled out, really, like, it was talked about, hey, we have this new feature, but no one actually, like, gave a tutorial of, like, this is how you do it. So for the people, the kind of orc nerds and PMs where we're just like, let's do the thing. That's kind of how I figured it out.
Well, this is a lot easier than accidentally awarding players. This is way easier.
Oh, Leaf, were you the one that accidentally awarded Corwin?
Yes, sadly.
To be fair, it happens all the time where you accidentally give out masteries instead of orders of.
Yeah.
I gave somebody the second order of mastery of the owls.
Yeah, I've been technically Knight of the Crown 4 times.
This is all right, perfect. Now I can actually do my job. This is great.
Mm-hmm. So, and for the people who kind of jumped on last minute, like, if you need to know, it's in this report section for the persons if you want to see what they've been rewarded. You have to go to the player's profile to actually do the recommendation.
May I?
Yes.
One of the other things that's been really awesome about it too is, like, if you're at park and you see somebody doing something awesome, you can immediately just go, oh yeah, John, go to his org and recommend him on the spot, instead of having to go to a Facebook page, then to a Google Doc, and then fill out all of this long form and everything, because you can just do it super quick and super fast the moment you see them do something cool.
Yeah, Correct. The only downfall I've seen so far is that you can't get through it through the morgue, which I believe is been recommended to get done because obviously a lot of people use the morgue. But right now, you unfortunately do have to go in an actual browser to do it.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like for someone like myself, because being PM and Monarch and all that kind of stuff, and Kingdom Region, the orc is one of like my top things. As soon as I hit Google, it just shows it's like one of the very first search items for me because I'm on it constantly. But like if you have like it set as one of your favorites on your Google, then it's super easy to just get in, go straight, get in, log in, go to, like for us, Northern Fields, find, Scar, and Scar made a cool hat, so I'm going to recommend him for the next Garber. Boom, done, quick, great. And that way, when it comes time to actually review the awards, our team will remember everything because they've already entered it as a recommendation, even if it's our Monarch recommending it, so they remember it at a later point.
Mm-hmm. And what's also good, if you go in the award recommendations and you're like just kind of scrolling through, they actually have the option where you can go click on that player, so it will take you straight to their work, so that you can be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Let me give them a rec too because you believe it. So it's very user friendly, other than just not being on the morgue, which a lot of people use. But for it being on the orc. What's that, Fiona? If you are talking, it is not coming through.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Jen.
The suspension is real.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
How rude of yours laptop to betray you. But so, that was really all I had for award recommendations. I also have a couple of other people on here who are previous PMs. So if there are also any generic PM questions, we have a little bit of time before I have to be off that we can answer those questions as well, because we do understand the orc is tricky and very buggy.
I don't have a PM question, but I do have a recommendation for people.
Yes.
Go through your orcs and look to make sure every individual rank of an award that's been issued is entered in there. We like to give out like first through fourth order of X, right? We want to make sure that each one of those individual ranks, rank 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., are all individually entered in there. Because people's habit is going to be not to look at the number of the award, but to actually count how many are there. So if you have 5 orders of the rose, but you only have 1 rose entry in your orc, people are more likely to just recommend you for the second order instead of your 6th.
So
if we make sure each individual order is put in there, that's just going to make sure that you're getting the appropriate level recommended for you.
Mm-hmm. That's truth. Looks like my dragons are like that, so.
Yeah, I've noticed that across a few. It's actually something I recommend for most PMs as well. If you've got some downtime, you just need to kill going into or PMs and monarchs, just hopping into your local populace to see if they need the in-between levels added. that you.
Yeah, it was definitely something I did as the Imperial Prime Minister. If I was entering somebody's fifth order of whatever in, and I saw that they didn't have their any lower than that in there, I made sure that they all individually got put in.
Where I definitely see that a lot, not just with like local. I see it a lot at Kingdom wide because that's where usually a lot of the makeup levels tend to happen. Of like, oh, kind of like mine, where it's like I was 4th dragon. They're like, we're gonna order you up to your 8th, and I only have 8 now, like 4 to 8 in, so I don't have the 5th, 6th, or 7th.
Yeah, I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 8.
Yeah, I got awarded my 8th dragon at Kingdom end reign and our like local end reign because they had pre-done it before they awarded me at Kingdom. So
the other thing too is to get with your local or the Kingdom Prime Minister if you see a duplicate, because when we do these big groups, sometimes what we will also see happen is somebody will have the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th order of the whatever. So instead of actually being at level say 5, it looks like they got 2 3rd orders or 2 5th orders or whatever. So that's if your PM can catch that, usually it's say, hey, let's bump one of these up to the next level so that we can get it all evened out.
and it's not hard to change.
Yeah, you just need to know the system after a bit. So,
Yep.
Yeah, you just put in the next level and delete one of the doubles.
Yep.
It's easy.
And also I know the big call out on the recommendations for awards was custom awards. It's the same as entering in awards. It goes under custom award, and you just kind of have to put as the reasoning what you want your title today. So like a non-noble title, that's what you'd put that under. We had a couple at Center Point that were asking questions about that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Huzzah! Okay, are all of those recommendations just out there for everybody to see all the time?
So, yes, until they've been physically awarded. Now, there is an option, I believe, if you want to award, you can award anonymously. If you don't want your name attached to the recommendation.
Yeah, I did also notice that you have to be logged in to see the recommendation.
Correct. So, there was
Yeah, very cool.
so. But like kind of me and Corbin were saying earlier, once these get awarded, they just drop off. So like right now there's a lot, but as they get awarded, they'll just drop off and be smaller, which will be nice. Because I know that was my fear when they first launched this. Like, well, that's a lot. If they've already been awarded, what do we do? Because eventually that could be stupid long. But Corbin's the one to let me know that they do drop off once they're awarded.
That was clever.
Yes, it was. So.
Those orc devs should get a raise.
Right? Hey, Corwin, do you remember how you can do it anonymously? Someone told me you could do it anonymously.
I don't, but I can check right now.
Okay. If not, I can make that suggestion in the orc help Facebook page and see if we can get that added. Because I can see that being a thing for some people.
Let's see. I'll go try and do one for the Scar right now. Let's see what I can do.
While he's looking that up, quick question on deleting recommendations. Can that only be done by the person recommending, or can a prime minister also delete somebody's recommendation?
I assume you can delete the recommendation.
Actually, good follow-up, because I have on Agorna's page in our park 2 recommendations for the same award that I accidentally put up. I tried to remove one of them, and it didn't go away.
So the big one, like I said, when I was testing the delete button earlier, it, no joke, took me like 6-7 minutes to kind of like fully go away. Because it just wouldn't, I had to refresh. I took the tab out. So I think there's a nice delay to it. But I feel like that should be a thing of the PM, because I mean,
double check here.
Yep.
May as
I'm
well.
not finding a way to do it. Like, I have not seen that. That's the first I've heard that you can do it anonymously.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how that would work.
I could have swore someone told me you could, but I didn't see it either.
According to the original post in Orc Help, that feature is supposed to be coming up.
Oh,
but
that's probably what I
not
saw.
done yet.
I personally like that you can see who it is that recommended you for it, because it's just like, aw, thank you.
Right.
That's really nice of you, Scar, to recommend me for, my 5th rose.
You're only at 5?
No, I'm at 7.
Okay. I was kind of like, God damn.
More like, you're only at 7?
Yeah. The only thing I can see being concerning is when I was looking at this earlier, I don't know if it's just me because I've been PM before, so if there's like lingering things, if you go in here and see you got Corin recommended me for my Knight of the Crown. There was an option for me to delete that on my work. I don't know
if you don't agree with a recommendation that's been made for you, you can delete it.
Yeah.
Like if we were to have what happened to me a few years ago, where someone gave me my 5th Garber for min-maxing armor, I got rid of that at work, so I didn't feel like I earned it.
Yeah.
But it was. You do have the option to be like, I don't think I deserve that, and you can go and click and delete it from your work.
So, I could see that being scary.
Well, that'd be like if someone were to recommend me right now for Battle Master with only 1 Paragon. I'd be like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah. So. There's definitely, as everything with the org, there's kinks to get out, but that's what the org help page is. We can give suggestions.
Okay, yeah, totally. The second one did end up deleting. I just double checked now.
Yep.
So it just takes a good time.
Yeah, it takes. So it's funny enough. It reminds me of one of my programs at work where that first time it takes a minute, but once you do it once, because obviously when I demonstrated it here a few minutes ago, it didn't take a whole long time. So it might just be if you're entering a lot of awards at once or doing a lot of recommendations, it might just be you did this once, and after that it's easy and it loads quickly.
What I found is that sometimes when you do something and it doesn't show up, you recommend an award and you don't see it in the bottom, just refresh the page with that person, and then it'll show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, what my thing is, I ended up refreshing, it didn't show up, so I submitted it again, and then they both popped in, and it's like, okay, come on.
Yeah. The orc, man.
Yeah. Gotta love the orc.
Yep.
It's not like the software was written by BioWare or something, right?
Yeah, it's a passion project.
Yeah.
Agreed. But personally, I prefer Orc 3.0.
This is Orc 3.
Yep.
I've heard 4 is on the way. Yeah.
One of the original orcs, where it's oh, do this. All right, sweet, cool. Once this in, you're good to go.
Orc 3 is all I've ever known.
Yeah.
Me too.
I was playing the game with Orc 2, but I've only ever been PM when Orc 3 was out.
I mean, the 8
Last time I was beat, was no orc. Back in my day.
Back in my day, huh?
Allow me to wave my queen around.
Back in your day online records, or when you put them on the clothesline? No.
Oh, snap.
Little of both.
We used to make beautiful Excel sheets where you would check off your little class.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Also, for those that don't know, on the Discord, between multiple places, there's almost always something happening nearly every day of the week on Discord. Like right now, there's crafting with Valiant and Nine Blades. Tomorrow, sometimes Nine Blades will do like a movie night where they stream a movie for everyone to watch. And then we have our Rivermoor Bardic on Wednesdays. Like the Discord is super, super active, except for ours. So, like multiple kingdoms are really active. I'd like to really see more people come and do that, so that we can do things like this, where we talk about the orc and fix things and do lessons and classes and gatherings.
Well, I've got literally like 9 different streaming services, so if anybody wants to watch a movie, let me know.
Yeah. We need to do like Marvel like weekly things, as like or like Star
That I can
Wars.
do.
Since
Well, you know, maybe that's something we could probably aim for winter, because it's summer now and everybody's got a lot of things to do in the summer. I think in winter, if we set like say like Tuesday night Rivermoor movie night,
No,
and
that-
Hibernation.
stream tons and tons of movies right on the Discord, because you have this wonderful thing that I just taught you today, River, was the share your screen.
I'm not
So
in
you
the
can-
Discord.
So you can pull up your movie streaming service, and you can stream. You can set up your stream and share your screen with the populace that's visiting in the chat, and we can all watch a movie together.
Well, and it'd
I
be
know
good.
not-
We could
not
put
many
chat
people do.
rooms for like talking, because I know Disney Plus has that. If you have like a friend or whatever, and you like want to share, you can do something similar and have like chat rooms on the side.
But I think doing it in our Discord would help create a much bigger sense of community amongst our kingdom for people who have nothing to do on a Tuesday night in the winter. You know what I'm saying? Like we would. It's just like another branch to go with expanding our social media and the way we play the game when we can't be together.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't mind me hitting that up, I will.
Do it.
All right.
You don't need permission, Maddox.
Just do it.
You can just decide that you're gonna run movie night.
I mean, that's what basically Briggs did with Bardic.
Yeah.
They were just like, "I'm doing this thing," and we're like, "Awesome." And
I'm so glad that I got her into the Nine Blades Bardics, and it inspired her to go that route, because I've been trying to get music fostered in our kingdom for a long time, and I'm just not a musical person. I just like hearing it. And then Brig went and took that initiative and rolled with it, and has made it into such an amazing Wednesday night thing in our kingdom.
Oh yeah, I love hearing everybody sing.
And Briggs going to Battle of the Dens is gonna pick me up from the airport too. Well, I'm pretty stoked.
I might have to talk to Brig. Hey, Brig, you got